drove through Niigata, Yamagata, Miyagi, Fukushima, Akita, and Iwate. That's a lot of Kens. Even though we just drove through it, it was kind of cool, you know.
You can see that there's a bridge here which is completely broken into two. We came in and we saw small things like, you know, some debris, like one boat turned on its side. And then we got closer and just saw completely destroyed houses with wood and everything out in the front. On the side of the road. This area has been completely destroyed.
Tsunami walls, these are the tsunami walls.
While the fish was caught unawares and a tenderest, a tender road. See an enemy, the enemy, see an enemy.
There is a huge amount of refuse over there in the corner. They cleared the streets, but they haven't cleared away the piles. Futons, mattresses, bags of refuse, tires, furniture, windows, everything. A unicycle. There's a school bag. Everything in people's lives. In a pile. In one wet heap. 2 months on.
I'm here in Miyako. This is day one. We just did a day of volunteering. Me, Lou, and Molly. We dug up a bunch of irrigation ditches and cleared it out of all the mud and sand. And then we went for a drive and came here.
Black line running up the top of this building is where the water came up to.
It's hard to believe now, but I'm actually sitting in someone's living room.
You can imagine that here lay two houses adjacent to one another. Instead, we have this gigantic ferry liner with several cars wedged underneath. You really can't, in person, get your head around the scale of this devastation.
There's remnants like a Game Boy. Old school Game Boy. There's a Nintendo DS. PS2. And There's a lot of these too. They're like shells. You can see them around. Look at the floor now. It's what used to be tatami is sand.
So, people, especially on the news, the American news, have been saying that whole towns have just been washed away, wiped out. But when you're here and you actually look, it hasn't been washed away, it's just been mixed and mashed together. And it's amazing when you look around at all the rubble and you see every detail of people's lives, every single thing that they owned.
There's everything in this rubble. Laptops, car keys.
So in a lot of the houses and buildings, we've seen these markings, and it means it's okay to dismantle and effectively throw away.
I'm really shocked right now. There's a bus that runs here, of all places. Day 2, volunteering.
Tsunami です。いろんな場所に行って、被害に遭われた方に話を聞いたり作業をすることで、今回の災害の本当の、実態、現実を見た気がします。来てみないとやっぱりわからないことってたくさんあると思います。いっぱいニュースとか、新聞とかで、記事を見てると思います。そういう情報を見てる、聞いたりしてると思いますけれども、本当に来てみないとわからないこと、賢治先生が来て撮影した映像、そういったものも本当に、リアルなものだと思います。で、もし皆さんが大人になってから被害に遭った場所を訪れてみて、どんだけきれいになってるか、復興してるか、そういうのも、見るのも、勉強になると思います。本当に皆さんができることを一つずつでいいのでやっていきましょう。
Into the main room. See how high that went.
Just a spoonful of sugar makes the medicine go down. Sweet Mary Jane, won't you lay me down?
My name is Owen Cunningham. I'm from Ireland and I'm 30 years old. About 3 weeks ago, one of my friends, Paul Yu, organized a trip to Tsunami, and they collected many donated goods from many people, and they drove to Tsunami to a shelter and delivered many different goods to the shelter. One of the most wanted things in the centers was fresh fruit. He started a project called the Fruit Tree Project. Project started, which was volunteer Miyako. We came to Miyako for one week. People from all over Japan come and volunteer with us. And it's been amazing. We really hope to get back here again.
Here's an example of what happens to a lot of the farms around here. You can see this half still has these things, pretty much a layer of sand, dirt, rice fields, farms. A lot of it has been affected.
This is the main problem right now, getting rid of this. Everywhere you look, inside toilets, inside waiting rooms, everywhere.
To this little old lady's house, right down the line from Sugaru-ishi Station. Left we have where you'd normally come through the gates, with a lot of garbage left on the station platform. Look around and coast to your right. The train en route to Miyako, completely derailed off its course.
Not only have the concrete foundations of this fence been ripped out of the ground, but they've also been flipped over onto the train track.
If you look at this scoreboard in the local baseball stadium, tall as a two-story building.
今日は、いろんな県からボランティア、いろいろ手伝ってもらって非常に助かってます。あとゴールデンウィークのこういうイベントもやってます。皆さんの助けを借りて精一杯頑張りますのでよろしくお願いします。
宮古市社会福祉協議会の野沢です。宮古出身です。仕事は、いつもであれば事務の仕事をしておりますが、今は、全国のいろんな人からいただいた物資の仕分けとか、をしております。いろんなところから物資をいただいて本当にありがたいと思います。
I hope if anybody else out there has the opportunity to volunteer, then please do.
Thank you very much.
頑張れ東北。